It's definitely an image that accumulates a lot onto itself. It's a sort of, it's kind of a natural pose on one hand, but sort of very symbolic on another. So yeah, it's one I'm certainly very familiar with and quite taken by. I mean, compositionally, I think it's really interesting. In a sense, I think as an iconic image, it epitomises the Australian way of life, you know. It's as if we're always at the beach and having a swim and lying in the sun and being incredibly relaxed and laid back and so on. I guess when I thought about that as an innocent image, if you like, I thought, I don't see Australia as a very innocent place anymore, and that really, that idea that we're sort of fun-loving and a bit, I don't know, casual in our sort of relationship to the world, I think it's not quite true anymore. But I just started to reflect on the fact that the pose wasn't that innocent after all, or I was reading it that way. So, you know, it just kind of was a line of thought. I had this idea that I'd like to look at that pose from underneath. You know, you just have all these thoughts sort of flying around, and I thought, so I was trying to work out how I could lie someone on some perspex, shoot them from underneath, and I was thinking about this kind of underworld, this underbelly, if you like. And then that kind of led to more of a thought about, yes, the idea of the undercurrent of that image. And curiously, I cast somebody in the pose, or close to the pose, not like literally to the pose. But because it's a negative, you realise actually you are looking at somebody from underneath. So the funny thing was, it didn't occur to me that in doing that cast, that's exactly sort of what I was thinking about before I'd even done any research or thought about, you know, how I'd make it into a sculpture. And then the next step of it was I suddenly thought of placing that cast into a lectern form, which becomes a place where people stand at and deliver a lecture, you know. And so that's what I've decided I'm now doing. So I've done the mould from the person taking the pose, and that'll get cast into bronze. So with that negative form cast, the viewers come up to that lectern and they see it's like the shadow of that form, except it's cast, so you can literally put yourself in it. So I guess because my work, even when it's been photography, has been very connected to performance, basically people are kind of given the offer to, you know, take the negative, make the pose. But of course, in making the pose, they've kind of got their head down like this. Obviously, the whole idea of it is a bit political, is that, you know, rather than holding forth and taking our part in sort of the issues of the world, we tend to go to sleep.